Hola Mis Amores, it's your girl Yanori Pouncil, and I am the co-founder of the Self-Trust Company, where I serve as the guiding light and healer to conscious high achievers, trusting their inner voice, being self-aware, and enjoying their inner peace. And today we're going to be talking about the importance of breakdowns. This topic is a beautiful topic to be discussing as it kicks off a 45-day series on the path to inner peace. Yep, during the next 45 days, you and I are going to go on this journey to unpack what goes into inner peace. And to do that, I'm going to be sharing 3 videos a week with you where I walk you through the elements of inner peace that you're going to want to consider. Each week is going to have a different theme, and we're going to be starting this week. This is actually the first video in this series of 45 days I'm going to be doing with you. By the time we are done, we're going to have 24 videos that are going to be breaking down for you everything that is required in the journey to inner peace from the beginning to the end. And I'm excited to do this and that you're going to be coming along for the ride. Now, the videos are going to be coming out on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and they're going to be released at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure that you set your alarm, you set up the notifications so that you can get those as soon as they drop. There are 2 reasons why I wanted to do this series on inner peace and why I wanted to start it specifically with the importance of a breakdown. The first reason is because I've learned in my journey, I've been on this journey of self mastery and self love for over 13 years. And in that time, I've learned that one of the things that most people grew up with is this belief that we got to prioritize the inner peace of other people above our own. We got to make sure that other people are good before we good. And oftentimes we are not aware that this is happening. The second thing that happens is that we tend to avoid taking action in our lives because we are afraid that it feels uncomfortable or it feels hard. Now raise your hand if that's been you. My hand is raised if you're watching, if you're not watching this, if you're listening, because that has been me. That has been my story. I've learned to I gotta make sure everybody else is good. I know how to do hair. And when we do hair with the family, my hair is the last hair to get done. That's the type of energy that I grew up with. And there are 2 things that happen when we show up in that way. And these are the 2 things that really inspired me to put together this series for y'all and to share it with you in this specific way. The first thing is when we prioritize the inner peace of other people above our own inner peace, one of the things that happens is that we develop an addiction to external validation. And the way that shows up in our lives is that we don't take action on the things that actually bring us joy unless people okay it first, unless people approve or validate us first. The second thing I notice is that when we avoid those moments that help us grow, but we avoid them because it feels uncomfortable, we avoid it because it feels hard, we are also in that very moment choosing to put ourselves in a box. We choosing to put ourselves in the energy of stuckness because we create these walls for protection. And the thing about the walls is that the same way they're keeping people out, they're also keeping us in. And when we allow ourselves to do the thing that feels hard, to do the things that feel uncomfortable, even though we know it's going to feel uncomfortable, we take ourselves out of that energy. We take ourselves out of that box. And it is easier to prioritize our inner peace over the inner peace of other people. And those are the 2 reasons why I wanted to do this video for y'all today, because I want you to see things from this perspective. I want to inspire you to expand how you're looking at things in your life so that you can let more of that inner peace that's inside you flow out into your reality. There are 3 things that you're going to learn today. First, you're going to learn the number 1 reason why breakdowns are your secret weapon to inner peace. The second thing I'm going to share with you is I'm going to share how breakdowns help you get your power back. I know you have done quite a bit of work in your life to get your power back by setting boundaries, by showing up more powerfully, by saying no, by taking action without overthinking. And there are a few other ways that you can also take your power back, and breakdowns are very, very powerful for that practice. The third thing is I'm going to share with you 3 ways breakdowns help you be a better person. At this stage of my life, y'all, I've been married for 8 years. I have an amazing son who's going to be 2 in a few months. I have a great support system. I have a very beautiful family that I'm learning to love and care for as they are. My life is no longer about achieving the things that I thought I needed to achieve. I actually have a master's, I have bachelor's, I have awards. Like, that's not what life to me is about anymore. At this point in my life, the number one thing I'm focused on is being a better being, being the person that's great to be around, being a person that is a light in the world, being the type of person that people are excited to share space with because they know they're gonna feel and walk away like they had just had a breath of fresh air. That's what I'm focused on. And breakdowns have actually helped me a lot in this practice. And that's what I want to share with you what that looks like. And I'm going to give you a bonus one too by the time we get to the end. Can y'all hear that? I live in the city, y'all. Now, before I jump into these gems, and I will, I want to talk to those of you that are ready for the next step. Those of you that are watching this video right now, and you know that I am the mentor for you. You know that you want to have me by your side as you're journeying through your own breakdowns. Now, for those of you, if that's you, there is a link below this video in the description section that you can click to apply to work with me. Right now, we are enrolling for 2024. So it is a great time for you to click on that link and apply to work with me, especially if you are serious about embodying the best version of yourself in every single area of your life, no matter what is going on. If that's you, then you want to click on that link and apply for one of the self-trust mastery level up sessions with me. And we're going to explore our alignment and see if you're a good fit for the Self-Trust Society where I work with my clients. All right. I want to tell you about my biggest breakdown so that I can illustrate to you how powerful they are. In 2016, I had everything. I was working in Washington, D.C. as a director of communications and membership relations. And I had a dream job back when I used to dream of labor. I had a dream job. And this job was my dream job. It had an office with a door. It was small, a small team, and I can do quite a bit of work there. I could express myself there a lot. And I really was looking forward to this position. At the same time, my husband and I had moved to Washington, D.C. from New York, where I'm from, and he had moved from Michigan, where he's from. And we had came together to our apartment for the first time. And we were the first people to live in this apartment. It was on the 15th floor. The view was magnificent. It was gorgeous. And everything in our lives looked great on paper. Then in August of 2016, my favorite uncle was murdered back in Honduras, where I am from. And nothing really prepares you for the death of a loved one, whether it's expected or unexpected. And it certainly doesn't prepare you for how that breaks down your family and how it changes the dynamics of your family. And my uncle was actually one of my best friends. So when he transitioned, he was like my best friend. So when he transitioned, it was really challenging for me and very difficult because I associated safety with this person and now they weren't here and I was having a really hard time. I ended up going through a period of 8 months of depression, functional depression. And at the end of that, I was diagnosed because I went to see a therapist to get help because I wanted to understand more about what was going on with me. And I'm sharing that with you because that moment when my uncle was killed and we went to the funeral and I was back in the States, that moment began my breakdown. It began to take me to a place where I started to see that all these things I had, all these things I had accumulated, were not bringing me joy, were not feeling peaceful, actually felt very uncomfortable to sustain. And I felt very unhappy because I wasn't happy and I couldn't say that I wasn't happy. because people around me reminded me that there were people who would love to live the life I was living, even though that didn't take away, or even though that didn't take away the discomfort I was feeling or the pain I was feeling in the same life that people quote unquote wanted to live. In this moment that became so dark for me, that was so uncomfortable to navigate, that challenged everything I believed to be safe and secure and certain, this moment of a breakdown, this very moment changed everything in my life. It changed everything in my life. The number one reason why breakdowns are your secret weapon for inner peace is because they put you in charge. In that moment when everything around me was breaking down, when I accepted that I didn't enjoy the life I was living, I didn't enjoy my reality, even though it was an amazing reality, even though it was a beautiful reality, I was having a really difficult time with that. In that moment that I allowed myself to feel sad, to feel angry, to feel resentful, in that moment, I put myself in charge. I allow myself to see where I was and how I was showing up to those moments. I allow myself to not hide from my reality. That is the number one reason why breakdowns are your secret weapon for inner peace, is because they put you in charge. And once you put yourself in charge, you can change. There were three ways that that breakdown helped me take my power back. And not just that breakdown, every breakdown I've had after. The first thing it did is it helped me evaluate my foundation. And I shared this already. Breakdowns help you evaluate your foundation. What do I mean by that? I mean that they help you see how you act versus how you think you act. A breakdown, you're going to look around and you're going to be like, oh, something happened in here. Did I do this? Am I the drama? And when you see how you have been showing up in that energy that doesn't serve you, you're going to make different decisions. And it starts with you evaluating your foundation. The second thing that happened with the breakdown and how you helped me get my power back was helping me face my fears. When you're going through a breakdown, you become so uncomfortably honest about where you are. And you are in places that you might feel afraid to be. I know I was. I was afraid that I'll be the person that couldn't take care of themselves, or that needed help, or that needed others. I believed in this world where needing other people was a sign of weakness. And here I was in this moment where I was afraid that I was going to need people. But because had to be honest with myself, I had to accept the reality that I did. Being in that breakdown helped me face that fear and helped me see what was on the other side of that fear, what was on the other side of receiving help. The third thing that he did to help me get my power back was establish a new direction. When you're going through a breakdown, you are willing to change everything because you want to change your situation. You want to uplift yourself. You want to step outside of the things that don't feel good. In that openness that you have, and that I definitely had in those moments, helped me decide where I was going to go next, what that was going to look like, and why it was important to me. And this is something that I want to make sure that you are clear on, that going through a breakdown also helps you do. It helps you redirect, knowing why the redirection is important to you. And that changes everything. There were some things about the breakdown that I didn't know were going to happen when they happened. I didn't realize how it was going to help me be a better person. Because when I was going through that breakdown, I really was focused on everything I hated about that breakdown. And there was quite a bit I did not like. And when I take a step back and I reflect on it, I realized that there were three ways that that breakdown helped me be a better person. The first thing it did was it helped me be more compassionate with myself whenever I felt frustrated. You got to understand when you're going through a breakdown, there's a lot of frustration. You feel like you're taking action, you feel like things should be different, and they're not. You want things to move faster, and they don't. And that can feel really frustrating, especially if you're the type of person that's used to things happening quickly. And that's how I am. That's the type of energy I bring. And when it comes to breakdowns, it doesn't work like that. That's not exactly how it goes down. And when I sat in that energy, when I sat in that space, I learned to be more compassionate with myself. I learned what self compassion even was because I noticed how much of it I was lacking, how much of it I hadn't learned to be my default. The second thing it did to help me be a better person was it helped me cultivate a deeper level of patience with myself and with other people when things didn't go my way. Prior to that breakdown, I just had an attachment to things going my way or the highway. And I just felt like things needed to be like that. And that experience happened and it showed me that it didn't. That there was no my way of the highway or the highway when it came to my uncle being gone. That was a done deal. I couldn't change that. And in that moment, I cultivated this patience with myself, with the process of grieving, with the process of learning, with the process of loving someone from a different space. That happened because of that breakdown. And now, because I developed that with myself, I was able to give it to other people because I can only give people what I have. The third thing that he did is that he helped me be more open to getting to know myself. When I hit that moment of a breakdown, y'all, I looked around like, whose life is this? When did this happen? Why am I so unhappy? Why am I moving like this in the world? Why am I moving out of alignment with what I know serves me? There was a lot going on that I was judging. I was judging myself quite a bit, actually, because it's what I had learned, it's how I had learned to operate and to look at things. So in that moment, I just saw parts of me that I didn't even know were existing. And coming out of that, I had a curiosity about myself. I had an openness to learn more about myself, an openness that I carry to this day. And every time I have a new breakdown, I allow for that openness to emerge. It just really helped me be curious about me. And the bonus one that I want to share with you about a breakdown, it helped me celebrate myself. Going through breakdown, it helped me learn to celebrate me and my progress and my pace, whatever that may look like. It helped me see myself from a different lens. And celebrating myself became something that I enjoyed and not something that I felt I had to do. It felt like I had a space to acknowledge that I had done something that I desired to do, that I was moving out of alignment and not of seeking validation or self-worth out there. That came from breakdown as well. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. What is coming up for you? Which one of these things is resonating for you? What has been one of the ways that you become a better person because of your breakdowns? Has it been being more compassionate with yourself? Has it been having more patience? Or has it been getting to know yourself more? Drop it for me in the comments below. I want to know. Let's get into the conversation. Listen, while y'all write that down, I want to talk to those of you that know I am the mentor for you, because I know there are some of you watching this video and you know, because the people that are attracted to me, they have a calling. They can tell. It's very clear when I am designed to work with them and they're designed to work with me. So if that's you, would you like to have my one-on-one support as you journey through your own breakdowns? Is that something that you desire? Because if that's something that you desire right now, we are enrolling in the Self Trust Society. What is the Self Trust Society? The Self Trust Society, it is my 12-month long authenticity container. This is a container for those of you that are desiring to have a system in place to experience deeper level of inner peace, deeper level of mental calm, and to move at your own pace with kindness and compassion, knowing that it is okay to move at the pace you're moving, knowing that it is okay to be where you are right now because you also prayed to be here at some point. And in the Self-Just Society, we break down what it takes to become a more expanded version of yourself. And in doing that, unlocking the next level of inner peace available to you. So that no matter what's happening in your life, you can be grounded. You can bloom anywhere that you are planted. In order to apply for this program, I've opened up about 5 spots on my calendar for self trust mastery level up sessions. These sessions are 45 minutes long, and they're one on one conversations that you and I are going to have. And during that time, we're going to take a look at what's happening in your life. We're going to take a look at what is going to be required of you to embody being the best version of yourself, no matter what's going on, being full of inner peace, of mental calm, and inner joy. So if that's you, you want to apply for one of these sessions, click on the description section. There is a link for it there, and you'll be able to book a call with me and we can co-create magic in your life. All right. The next video. So as I share with you, these videos are going to drop on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So this is your Tuesday video. The next video is going to drop tomorrow, Wednesday. And in that video, we're going to cover why it costs you to manifest your purpose. Because most people don't realize this, but it's going to cost you to manifest your purpose. And once you understand why that is, you'll be better equipped to make that exchange, to release the things that it's going to cost you to be the higher version of yourself. And tomorrow I'm going to break down to you what that looks like and how you can do it, how you can manifest with ease and with flow. All right. Mis Amores, thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you that are submitting your applications to work with me, I am so excited to see you on the other side because we're going to have a blast. My name is Yanori Pouncil. I am the co-founder of the Self-Trust Company, the guiding light to conscious high achievers, trusting their inner voice, being self-aware, and enjoying their inner peace. And I'm here to make sure that you see things clearly. Remember that you are a vibe, and I'll talk to you soon. Hasta luego, mis amores.